Konbanwa minasan. Good evening, everyone. これは Vince Sensei です。Vince と申します。This is Vince Sensei. So, once again, minna, everyone, we are on our kanji lesson. I believe we are on our kanji lesson for basic grade 1. And this is actually Nihongo Lesson number 0017, and we will be discussing another one related to Nihongo or kanji, specifically the one of the grade 1 kanji or basic kanji, the ju or to. So what is this kanji? This kanji denotes number 10. So ini meaning imi here, when you translate imi in English, is meaning. Imi is 10. Onyomi is ju or jitsu. Ju, prolonged ju, okay? It's not an ordinary ju. Prolonged ju, then jitsu. Kunyomi here, to, not just an ordinary o, but a prolonged o. To, you can see the kunyomi or hiragana, to plus o, so it's a prolonged o. So to, and surprisingly, there's also a shortened or not prolonged pronunciation for to. The other one, we have two kunyomi here. The first one is to, prolonged o. Second one is the short to. For onyomi, we have also two onyomi readings, ju and jitsu. So this is 10. It's easy, only 2 strokes. 1, 2, just like a cross, just like a number plus in mathematics. 1, 2. Once again, 1, 2. In most cases, when you write kanji, the priority of writing most of the time begins with a horizontal stroke, then followed by the vertical stroke. But there are times also that a vertical manner goes first than the horizontal manner. So, but in this case, and most of the cases, the horizontal goes first and then the vertical. So again, 1, 2. Again, 1, 2. So that's how you write it. So ancient forms like this. So the ancient form in China, just like in Shang Dynasty, in Ming Dynasty, Qin Dynasty, it appears in vessels, in early scripts like that. So what's that? Form explanation. Ju or jitsu. So you can see the onyomi is enclosed in the brackets. So ju or jitsu, most likely depicted, or it's a depiction of a needle, in which case it would be the original form. So it actually comes from a needle, a depiction or a picture of a needle, in which case it would be the original form like this, indicating the original meaning needle. So may I again emphasize that the original meaning of a kanji, the original meaning is the meaning that it was created to represent. This is the meaning that is most directly tied to the kanji's form. So for example, the original meaning of tie-dye is a big person. Big is a derived meaning and its basic modern meaning. So the original meaning, if we see it, it is the meaning that is very close to the Chinese understanding, to its origin, because the origin of kanji is in the Hanzi writing of China. So if a Chinese, an ancient Chinaman, or even in the modern China, the original meaning is that meaning that a Chinese will first understand a character or a kanji character. So that is the original meaning. So if you want to know how the Chinese will perceive the meaning of a kanji. That's the meaning that is indicated by the original meaning. So that's the meaning in China. So the meaning number 10 is only via sound loan. So what is again the sound loan? We have already discussed sound loan in our previous lesson. But what is again sound loan? Sound loan is when a kanji gets borrowed to represent a word for its sound rather than its form. So because of the sound, it was get to borrow to represent a thing. So for example, the form ga, which today means I or self, was originally a picture of a type of weapon that consisted of a handle and a blade with saw-like teeth. The name of the weapon, because that weapon has a name, the name of that weapon sounded similar for that kanji that used to be holding the meaning I or self. So later on, during generations have passed, so it was later on borrowed, meaning this form. It was borrowed or loaned. To represent that word. So eventually, after time passes, that meaning I or self, took over that form ga, completely, and this form ga was no longer used to talk about or used to represent that particular kind of weapon, but rather to the meaning I or self. So eventually the meaning I self took over completely, and the form ga was no longer used to represent the name of the weapon. So that sound loan, it gets borrowed. So just like here, the meaning 10 is just via sound loan. So if you wonder what is the reference book for this, these are the details. This is the name of the book, the publisher. So I guess the name of the book, and then the author, and then the year it was published, 2014. So character meanings. So original meaning is that meaning when it comes to its Chinese origin. So the original meaning is needle, but in the modern Japan meaning, when it gets borrowed in Japan, the kanji meaning is 10, or sometimes in derived meanings, it means full or complete or perfect, and sometimes meaning cross. This meaning derived from the kanji's form. So again, there are kanji characters that is also acting as component. So what is again component? Component is bushu. Component is bushu or radical, or simply component. So this kanji here is not only a kanji, but can also act as a component or radical or bushu. See, this character here is not just a kanji, but it also acts as a bushu or radical or component. So we have two meanings here. The 10, when that character is existing as a standalone or existing as a kanji, it has a meaning 10, full or complete. But if that character is acting as a component or bushu or radical, the original meaning is needle. So what is again I will teach you an essential kanji concept, bushu or component. Bushu or component. It is termed as component. Others call it as radical. Others call this as component, radical, or bushu. A component is a part of a kanji, or sometimes a component can be a kanji. A component can also be a part of kanji, or be a kanji itself, or be a kanji of itself. or rather be a kanji on itself. So a component can be functional or non-functional. So actually there are two kinds of component here. So a component or radical or bushu have two kinds. A component can be functional or non-functional. So I will dedicate a separate lesson for this so that we can concentrate more on radicals and components. So but I'm telling you, minasan, everyone, I'm telling you the concept of mastering or learning this concept of radical, this concept of bushu, component or radical, is a very important and crucial skill to learn, so that because it will give you a kind of memory that, or a kind of learning that will become your brain accustomed to or being wired to learning kanji. So in terms of learning kanji, thousands of kanji, hundreds of kanji. So a key concept called component, key kanji concept meaning component, bushu or radical, is very important. So I will give a separate lesson regarding this functional and non-functional components and about the radicals, because it's a very essential skill or knowledge that you can gain, so that you will have a long-term understanding, long-term memory for your learnings on kanji. So I will dedicate a separate lesson for that. So probably after this lesson in a separate video. Okay, Hiki Suzuki. Continuing, minasan, continuing everyone, for our vocabulary when it comes to on readings or onyomi readings. So what is again the onyomi readings for the kanji, for our subject kanji today? So it's ju and jitsu. So when you see the three dots on the right side part, it means the jitsu here is acting as a prefix. So ju meaning 10. Please focus on the onyomi readings within the enclosed in brackets. So again, minasan, when you see readings written in katakana, it denotes onyomi, and when you see readings written in hiragana, these are kunyomi readings. So let's have some vocabulary study here. So ju meaning 10, Jugats, it is October, because from January to October, you count from January to October, it's 10. So October being the 10th, January being the 1st. So Jugats, this kanji here meaning moon or month. So 10th of the months. So Jugats, October. Jukagets meaning in 10 months. When you insert the ka before the gets, or kanji for month, it denotes a certain period or duration. So when you say jukagets, so a duration of 10 months. Jubun is sufficient or enough. Junibun, more than enough. But jupun or jipun 10 minutes, jipon 10 minutes, or jupon 10 minutes, and jubu 10%, and jujika, cross. means writing, or a writing of a cross, but this character looks like a cross. Jujika is cross. So this is Sekiju Jisha, red cross. Seki is red. Sekiju Jisha. So the Ju here is acting as a is using its Jitsu on Yomi, and so that's Jisha. Sekiju Jisha, red cross. Jubuni, enough. Jishinho, decimal system. And I have discussed many times that since you have a kunyomi reading here, Jitsu, so the Tsu part in the Jitsu, when you do a kanji compounding, the effect of the Jitsu, it becomes a consonant doubler, so that the next kanji, the consonant reading of the next kanji will be doubled. So it's a consonant doubler. So things like this, it's kanji compounding. So just like this one, Jishinho. So when the consonant is doubled, so you will emphasize the consonant. So that's a double S, Jishinho. So in the description box, I will put there what do you mean by the, once again, although we have discussed this in our previous lessons, the kanji compounding, I will once again put in the kanji concepts the kanji compounding, meaning kanji compounding is done for us to develop many vocabularies. So I will put that in the description box. So to, for kunyomi readings, we have two kunyomi readings. It's to and to. So quite easy because this kanji doesn't have a separation point in its kunyomi readings. And I have also discussed this in our previous lesson about the separation point in a kunyomi reading. So for the benefit of those new to this channel, in this particular vlog, I will also include in the description box not only the kanji compounding concept, but also the about the separation point. So for the kunyomi based vocabulary, to is the ordinal way or traditional way of counting. The ordinal way or traditional way of counting in Japanese, not ju but to, the long to and the short to. Toka is the 10th day of any month, 10 days. Totsuki, 10 months. So Junin to iro, several months, several minds. So Toe wa tai, close rank, densely marked. Hatachi. Please take note of these irregular readings. So sometimes in irregular readings, it will not necessarily follow the traditional or assigned kunyomi reading. So you must these are some exceptions. So and requires memorization or experience. So this one is not niju, but irregular readings are special cases. So this one is not nijusai but hatachi or irregular reading. It means 20 in the number of years old. Hatachi meaning 20 years old. And then for the 20th day of any month, it's not nijuka nor nitoka, but it's hatsuka. So remember, for 20 years old, hatachi. For the 20th day of a month, hatsuka. So again, the explanation, the origin of the kanji. This is our kanji. The origin, it comes from the ancient writings in China as depicting a picture of a needle during the Shang dynasty, and then followed by the Zhou dynasty. So that's the history. It started during the Shang dynasty and then the Western Zhou. And later during the Han dynasty, the final form during the Han dynasty, it's like this, like a crucifix. Usually the final form is made during the Han dynasty, and usually the first form was drawn during the Shang dynasty, usually in oracle bone scripts. So for additional vocabularies, Judai, meaning teenage years or teen years. Judai, teen years or teenage years. And also please screenshot this additional vocabularies. Let's hear the Judai.
Judai. Judai.
Judai. And then Jujika, the cross, it's a cross of Lord Jesus Christ.
Jujika.
Jujika. So please screenshot this other vocabularies. Say Toka, 10th day of a month. Toka.
Toka. Toka.
Towe. This kanji means fold. Towe.
Toe.
Toe.
Toe. Toe.
Then Hatsuka, 10th day of the month.
Hatsuka. Toka.
Toka, 10th day of the month.
Jubun.
Jubun. Jubun. So you see, it can act as na adjective or a descriptive a description type of noun, or adverb meaning sufficient, sufficiently. Jubun.
Jubun.
Jujiro, crossroads or intersection.
Jujiro.
And hey, it's N1. When you see a letter C here, it means this is a common vocabulary, and it's very essential that we know this kind of vocabulary, because C here denotes should be a common knowledge, and N1 here denotes JLPT N1 level, or a JLPT N1 level for GOE, or vocabulary part. So some expressions, jubunda, that's plenty.
Jubunda.
That's already plenty. Jubunda.
Jubunda.
Or let's say, I have turned 20 years old. Hatsuka ni narimashita.
20になりました。
Sorry. すいません. So that's hatachi. Sorry. It's not hatsuka, but hatachi. Hatachi ni narimashita.
20歳になりました。20歳になりました。
Let's say, 今日は is the 10th of the month. 今日は10日です。
今日は10日です。
Let's say this sentence. Tom spent $10 and 11 cents on it. Mr. Tom spent $10 and 11 cents on it.
トムはそれに10ドル11セント費やした。トムはそれに10ドル11セント費やした。
We may break down the vocabulary.
トムはそれに10ドル11セント費やした。
それ is a pronoun, demonstrative pronoun. それ that. Ni is a particle. Ni is a particle that has many use, has many meanings. Particle ni. Juichi 11. Tuyas, meaning to spend or to expand or to consume, to spend, to waste or to squander, something to squander.
費やす費やす
And it's a godan verb and a transitive verb. A transitive verb is a verb that leads direct object. So going back to our vocabulary, some sentences. Tom can deduce a lot of information from the smallest clue.
トムは1を聞いて10を知る。
Okay, so Jujiro, intersection, crossroads.
十字路十字路
Or you've done more than enough. それで十分だよ。
それで十分だよ。それで十分だよ。
Or question form, is it large enough?
その大きさで十分ですか。
Okisa is the noun form for the oki, an adjective. The adjective is the oki. That adjective transformed into a noun, okisa. Okisa. So this is the noun form for the adjective oki, meaning the largeness of something.
その大きさで十分ですか。
So in Japanese, sometimes you can see a question, but it may not necessarily end in question mark. The important thing is the last syllable must be in rising tone, and most of the time ending in ka, but that ka must be a rising tone to denote that the sentence is an interrogative sentence or a question form of sentence. Just like this, you don't see any question mark, but this is actually a question.
その大きさで十分ですか。
So you see, in Japanese language, the writer or speaker need not, the writer or the speaker or narrator need not place an interrogative sentence mark, a question mark, rather a question mark here. You can place a dot, but still denote it's a question because it will depend on the context and it will depend on the intonation of the last syllable. Just like his desu ka, question form.
その大きさで十分ですか。
So we go now to the names. Surname.
イカザキ、イカラシ、イガアラシ、イガヤシ、イガラシ、イソアラシ、
Once again.
イカザキ、イカラシ、イガアラシ、イガヤシ、イガラシ、イソアラシ。
And then Aiki. When it comes to using kanji for names, sometimes you have to bend and give tolerance to the kanjis kunyomi and onyomi, just like here. We know that this cross or ju here or ten has a onyomi, ju, jitsu, and kunyomi, to and to. But in special cases like this name, Aiki.
アイキ、
And just like this one, Izumine.
イズミネ、
Isogari.
イソガリ、
But this one easy to understand. Jutsukaku.
術覚、
Jutsukaku. Jutsukaku.
術覚、術覚、
And then Hatachiyama. Hatachiyama.
形山、
izumi ne.
泉ね、
Probably because this kanji here meaning 5 also has a kunyomi itsutsu, and the Dakten form for the itsu it's izu, and then you add the mine or the jinmeyo or name usage adjusted kunyomi.
泉ね、泉ね、
So これで set 1 完了しました。 So with this one we have finished the set 1 of our basic grade 1 kanji. So let's review again what are the set 1 of the basics, set number 1 of the basics elementary grade 1 kanji. So let's review again with the short glance. So this one, ichi, itsu, ito, tots, for that's kanji for 1, kanji for 2, niji, futa, futats, kanji for 3, san, mi, mitsu, mitsu, and then kanji for 4, shi, yo, yotsu, yotsu, yon, kanji for 5, go, itsu, itsudzu, and then kanji for 6, roku, riku, mutsu, mutsu, mui, kanji for 7, shichi, nana, nanatsu, nano, kanji for 8, hachi, ya, yatsu, yatsu, yo, kanji for 9, kyu, ku, kokono, kokonotsu, and finally the ending for set 1 elementary grade 1 kanji, the number 10, ju, jitsu, to, to. So with that we have completed set number 1 of the elementary grade 1 of the kanji, and the elementary they are using the elementary grading system in the Ministry of Education in Japan. So with that, thank you minasan for your patience and for watching until the end of this video. 最後まで見てくれてありがとうございました。So 皆さん、until next time, また次の動画で。So until next time, we will. So that means in our next kanji lesson, we will go on set number 2 for elementary grade 1. So with this elementary 1 set 1 kanryo completed. So 今日ここまでです。So we'll see you on the next video. また次の動画で。So we will see you on the next lesson. Thank you for watching until the end. ご視聴くださりありがとうございました。誠にありがとうございました。皆様、またね。バイバイ。